Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup number 10. We're continuing our coverage of Group A here. We move on to a game between AGameAnx and MarchWaden. AGame probably the favorite here, but MarchWaden, you must remember, was the finalist of Jaraci Cup 9, so... And that was quite a hard-fought battle as well. This will be an interesting one to watch. AGame picking Soban, that's pretty hype. Let us see what the pick bands look like here. MarchWaden is the lower seed, actually, right? Yeah, that's true, because, what do I say? AGame actually did not participate in Jaraci Cup 9, right? So he gets into Group A just by the fact that No Fun is not playing in this tournament. So one of the semi-finalists of last time is not going to be in this tournament. So yeah, AGame actually is the lower seed, or the higher seed right now than MarchWaden, which is not what you'd expect to see. That's just how it lines up. So MarchWaden picks his faction first as Conef, and AGame picks Soban. MarchWaden going to grab Canyon Outpost here. This is a map that he used very well in that last tournament, so... I think you can understand probably why he goes for this one again. Yeah. It's just... The reason we do it that way is because that's how Battlefy is set up. And I wish that we could just, like... You know, have a bit more control over how that works on Battlefy, but we don't, so... Ooh. Nice pickup here, as the base runner does manage to grab the, probe there, so AGame not going to be able to see what's going on. But he does know that that base runner was retained. And MarchWaden with Sandskimmer Fab into ref mode. Oh no. He told me he was a bit rusty, but I didn't think he meant like this. For those of you who don't know, this is a bad build that should never be done ever. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail on why. I think I've done that to death, but this is definitely a mistake for MarchWaden. AGame meanwhile just going for SC first here. He does have that LAV Fab started. And he retired his base runner, so there's no chance for another probe to come out. As a result, I would not expect to see him go too greedy into salvagers here because he doesn't know if there's actually an attack coming. Obviously, the base runner was retained, so he probably has an inkling, but he can't really know it, so... Ooh. Well, I'm excited now. You couldn't tell, but I looked sideways that way that you do. Here comes that first skim. Oh, Moose. How the mighty are fallen. You just need to watch me like punish Phoenixio for trying to build SCs, and then you'll realize it's very possible. SC spam is not a winning strat. And I know you don't like the shallows either, but it was definitely not the map that killed you there too. Production upgrade coming out for AGame. Well, okay, you're right about that, Cookies. It is the Strad. Looks like directly into Missile Battery Fab. That's really interesting. But, you know, MarchWaden does really love to go for air, so I guess that's kind of what he's thinking. Is like, air is going to be likely coming out eventually anyway. I might as well just get Missile Batteries now, but it's definitely a curious choice. Probably has to do with that probe getting killed once again. Yeah, but these LAVs here will probably win the fight against the base runner. I love that smoke there, but it's just still probably not going to do too much. It's still just, you know, 3 on 2. He buys a lot of time, though. And actually, you know what? Yeah, MarchWaden may just well extract this. Looks like he will. That's kind of fabulous. In fact, that Sandskimmer not even dying there. Very, very good micro here by MarchWaden. Wow. I mean, I was thinking, like, yeah, that's how he wants to play this, but it's not going to be enough. But hey, here you go. And that base runner barely going to get in with the extraction zone, but it does. That brings the scoreline to 1-0. Very, very nice play here by MarchWaden. I mean, he's still going to lose the base runner, you know, but I'd say getting one artifact is value for any base runner. Armor is done, by the way, for MarchWaden, the assault ship tech, so he's going to be building those. Hiccups again. Ugh. And that's going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good, Morty. Because obviously we do have these AVs coming out here, so he's not going to want to be fighting that with just Sandskimmers, but he does still have the numbers advantage, though, does AGame, so this is going to be a little tough for MarchWaden because he does need to... Well, first off, he also needs to hold this flank, so it's not like he can just bring the carrier over as well. This carrier really does, I think, just have to stay on the main base. But he does have 2 assault chips out here now, and AGame still doesn't have armor 1, so I bet that MarchWaden does win this, so... Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be okay. AGame just gonna smoke and retreat, but off the back end, I was about to say he'll probably expand. Yeah, he's already there, so... Power 1 teching for him as well, so maybe thinking of like a counterattack, but he does have Railgun Fab coming out as well, and he's gonna be on 3 base. Once he just gets those guys mining, but you know, sometimes you're a little busy, right? This missile battery's out here as well. A cake that you didn't order? Oh boy. It's probably got anthrax in it, right? No, don't eat the cake, Houston, it's poison! But yeah, Power 2 coming out for, my poor throat, which is covered in phlegm. Power 2 coming out for AGame now. And like he just said in chat, I guess he's just thinking this carrier's, this carrier is pretty beefy when it gets powered up, so that's probably the idea. This looks a touch awkward, but AGame is actually microing this very, very nicely here, but MarchWaden using that same smoke to get out, though, he probably will be fine. And he can just chase this down with skims if he needs to. It looks like that assault railgun is going to get that last shot. Marty Growl. That was the most Texas way you could have said that. And you're Canadian. Power 3 teching already. This is crazy. Very, very quick investment into power by AGame here. Seeing that missile battery, by the way, MarchWaden did not go for interceptors, so even just this one guy coming out kind of neutralizes all of the threat of air from MarchWaden, I guess, in a way. But I mean, it's not like he couldn't, you know, still go for air, but he likely won't. Marty grew. There is that SC then to unlock this carrier. And AGame going to be feeling pretty comfortable that he has the bridges kind of locked up here because he does have the railguns ready to defend. He's got AVs. I think he'll probably just move this carrier out. He's not going to have too much concern about this. Might want to rotate this just so that the SC pops out a little bit more effectively, but... Oh shoot, Houston. That's a little non-PC, isn't it? Well, I mean, what's the difference, right? AGameAnx coming out for AGame now. And he'll probably go for the armor upgrades as well, but we'll just have to see. Looks like MarchWaden, though, going to go for range calibration here, and I think he wants to keep pushing down this bridge is the idea, so again, going to bring the railguns over to defend then. But you know what? MarchWaden actually might be able to get kind of a big amount of ground here. Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like he'll be able to push too far. The question is, what can this range calibration do? But it's not done just yet, so... MagXL has just finished, so this is exactly when AGame wants to take the rail fight here. And he's got the base runner to drop a targeting jammer as well. That's definitely what I'd like to see him try for. Yeah, he's not going to catch the rails with this, but obviously we'll catch these soul chips on the retreat, so this is still pretty money. And as you know, Saban railguns are pretty beefy. It's not very easy to fight them, so... Obviously, like, he doesn't even need the targeting jammer to win this, probably, but he's got it. Gonna do some good damage. But there's that range calibration upgrade, and it looks like AGame is going to take kind of a bad trade right on the back end. Starts up pretty well while he starts the trade, but or the chase, but maybe he's stuck around just a little bit too far there. His carrier is really powered up though, power 4 is on the way. And MarchWaden will get this second extract up, but AGame is going to be looking pretty good to move this carrier out of here. So he definitely wins this flank, but I think that if MarchWaden hangs around, if he doesn't kind of... You know, he should stay here. If he hangs around, I think he can probably push over this bridge eventually. But I'm not sure if he's going to, because he probably feels like he needs these guys to defend against the carrier. And that may well be true as well. Uh-oh. Did my internet die? Oh, no, I guess just my Twitch chat overlay died for a second. Oh well. I've actually never seen that happen before. It's a little strange. Oh well, I guess you can't see it. It just says that I was like disconnected from the server on my side. Microwave emitter getting unlocked for a very early timing here by AGame. There's only 2 railguns here, right? So, I mean, I really still think that MarchWaden could maybe push in over this bridge here. Yeah, and it looks like he is going to try it. Oh, yeah, Big Brother Twitch is watching. That's the problem. And yeah, Sick Guy Jane, I may well do that. We'll check him out after this, I think. And then maybe we'll call it a day. Oh, boy. So this microwave emitter here is basically just going to force these railguns to commit in. And oh my gosh, that's a lot of LAV. This feels like deja vu to the last match. I didn't quite realize this was happening here, but like, look, he can't retreat because the microwave emitter is blocking. Not like he'd be able to get terribly far anyway. These LAVs are just gonna have a field day. Ooh. Oh, because you have to go? Okay, well, we'll cast him some other day then. No, I don't have anywhere to be. It's just I don't want to do too much in one day. You kind of get burnt out, you know? Well, that is devastating. And AGame all of a sudden just has like this indomitable army. We do have Con of Siege done, or the tech anyway, so he's building one another. He's building one as well. But these LAVs are going to be able to stop the extract if he wants to. I don't know, it kind of looks like he's just going to let MarchWaden get this third out. But this army for AGame is looking mighty dangerous. Only problem is that Con of Carrier does have this chase down ability. And it is faster as well, so we can keep this up more or less forever. So what AGame needs to do in this scenario is kind of like give a reason for MarchWaden to stop chasing. He does have the railguns here, to be fair. This SC is going to come into place as well. But once Power 5 finishes, I reckon AGame's just going to turn right around. Probably put the power back up into the range here and see if he can kill this railgun. Actually, no, it looks like this AV is actually going to slip by and catch it. But yeah, I think the way that he handles this is actually just to come in closer. Because look at this, MarchWaden is taking a lot of damage now. And most of that damage is coming from those missiles. So, I mean, if AGame just, like, comes in on top of him, which he's kind of inadvertently doing here, I feel like he actually just wins this fight, but... It's a little bit too late for MarchWaden to back out now, though, because obviously these railguns are going to be able to chase him down, so he's kind of stuck in here as well. And again, these LAVs are still here, so this railgun going to go down. It looks like he actually stopped that extract amazingly. And this Con of Siege here is not really going to care about the LAVs poking it, but... Yeah, this carrier just really can't get out. Oh, and he's got the microwave emitter too. I mean, this probably will kill that carrier, just straight up. Oh, he's not launching it, though. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit late, though. I think that MarchWaden is actually going to be okay to just get away from this. But it does split his carrier up from these Con of Siege, so I mean, if there's a way for AGame to kill them, this is probably the best opportunity he's going to get. Should also just throw down that targeting jammer, clearly. Oh, and MarchWaden's going to commit back into this, but he's moving through the microwave emitter. Yeah, and these railguns gonna slap him down. And AGame, you're definitely right about that, but I mean, like, when Con of Carriers are chasing you because they're faster than you, those cruise missiles will definitely kill you. Like, you gotta come up with some answer to like stop him from just continuing to push into you. It definitely feels scary. I agree with that. I like the way AGame played this. I think he also could have just driven right into him, but like he said, it feels a little scary, so. Maybe not feeling terribly confident that he could pull that off. But that was definitely a pretty cool game there. I think... I don't know, I still think MarchWaden, maybe if he would have just pushed off the bridge immediately, could have been okay there, but that LAV tech switch was just absolutely destructive. I don't really know what that means, but... But let's jump into game 2. Oh, whoops, I didn't load it in. What have I done? I'm a fool. Okay. There we go. Oh, mild. Oh, I see what you mean. I was more like in distress because somehow I knew Moose was gonna lose to those SCs. You know what I mean? And I didn't want it to be true, but well, you totally were screwed. That's the thing. Yeah, AGame saw the signs around him. There's no way that he could possibly have lost that game. Probe going to be deployed again by AGame as he retires the Space Runner. He's ready to become a champion? Oh yeah, because right now he's not for some reason on freaking HWU, right? Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but actually AGame has never won a tournament before. Kind of strange, right? Skimmer Fab once again coming out from MarchWaden here. I really hope he doesn't just do the same thing, but I don't know. We'll see. Jetpack gonna be deployed here. Yeah, total new coming to the scene, AGame, but he's doing pretty well. You know, he beat MarchWaden. Oh, we're just making fun of HWU mods. That's all. Probe gonna come around here and he sees that MarchWaden is more or less still just on eco. Again, Sandscreamer Fab is actually done here, but MarchWaden does not seem to be... MarchWaden does not seem to be pushing out here again. And that's what I want to see him do. Oh no, never mind. He is gonna do it this time. That's good. Okay, this is the better way to play this, because if you go for Sandscreamer Fab and then you start like getting ref mode, I feel like you're just kind of guaranteeing yourself a bad opener. Not that you're necessarily going to lose the game, but you could well. Probe does get denied there by MarchWaden. This is quite a nice pickup for him. Mobility Support probably going to help him out with that a little bit. I mean, the big reason why that's a big deal, of course, is because now he can't see... Now he can't see this assault ship module opening up here, so... Ah! I think that's what Houston is linking to anyway. Railgun Fab coming up from AGame here though. I think this is probably because he figures, okay, well if it's gonna be a rail rush, then railguns are gonna be nice to have. If it's gonna be assault ship rush, railguns are gonna be almost essential to have. So, and sure enough, that is gonna be a nice pick. It is assault ship Fab coming out for AGame or for MarchWaden here. Sandscreamer's taking a pretty good trade. I see. Well, that's quite cerebral, because you're definitely right. Gotta use the big brain, you know? Yeah, I mean, you'd swear this guy had played DOK before. He's pretty good, you know? And sure enough, a railgun gonna start being produced here. But at this point, he will see the armor in just a moment. Yeah, it's funny for someone in their first tournament to be beating MarchWaden. I don't know. We should really keep our eyes on this guy. He could go big, man. Production upgrade finishing now for AGame. And that means, of course, he can start building a whole bunch of LEVs here, get the superiority over his opponent. MarchWaden gonna take a little bit of a dive under the carrier here, but it's probably gonna turn out okay. Well, he doesn't actually manage to get the salvager, though. It's pretty close, but not quite. Ah, Phoenix, you're such a killjoy. No, I think that was a pretty good idea for AGame, you know? Gets railguns out like exactly when he needs them. This is one carrier, by the way. It can actually be killed by assault ships when it has power 0 in the armor, which is kind of funny. That's obviously not really a concern for AGame right now, but... Looks like these two salvagers are probably going to be forfeit here. But the armory for MarchWaden is really woefully split up now. And these assault ships probably will just be forfeit here. Question is, can he get anything for them? But I don't really think so. Although, he is using this dune here, like, masterfully well right now. And AGame finally realizes, man, I've just gotta, like, split out here, but... He's gonna try to get an angle on it. Looks like he will. This assault ship, though, might be able to catch the railgun here. But it looks like MarchWaden realizes, you know, I've just overcommitted once. I don't want to do it again, so... He's gonna back out. And so he does get 2 salvagers from AGame, but AGame's going to rebuild those pretty quickly. The question always is going to be like, what does the prognosis look like for turning back and now committing onto my opponent who's just been attacking me? And AGame with these AAVs here, I think he's actually in a really good position to do that. These LAVs, you know, he never really wants to invest into them if he's not going to go all the way, like build a whole lot of them and get like all the armor ups and stuff like that. If he has like AAVs here, they're also not going to be hard countered by the assault ships. Although, you know, you could argue that the assault ships can fight them pretty well, but the AVs hard counter the sand skimmers. So this combination, like this army comp here, just totally dominates this army comp here, I think. Looks like he's not really terribly phased by this push in either. He's got the LAVs to defend. He's got a bit of armor back at home as well, so he feels pretty okay about this. Railgun's just kind of getting out onto the side. That's what he wants to do. Now MarchWaden realized, yeah, he's got this set up right. I can't just go in. It's getting pretty tense for MarchWaden then, because, I mean, you can see, obviously, these things are creeping closer and closer to the base, right? But what exactly does he do about it? This is just going to be tough. And if AGame can find the money to invest into Armor 1 right now, I think that's going to be really, really strong as well. I mean, he's almost fleet capped. This might be a good time to do it. Railgun's here, facilitating a very nice trade against that assault ship as well. And probably a self-smoke could go kind of a big way here, because this AV is very nearly dead. Yep, there it is. I like this assault ship hiding behind the dune really nicely, but it's not really... Like, it's keeping itself alive that way, but it's not really going to do too much. I mean, AGame going to try to prove me wrong as he just sort of sits these LEVs on top of it, but... Okay, Railgun taking some damage, though, for real now to this assault ship here, but... What the heck? How did this guy get over here? However, AGame has... No, he actually hasn't gotten armor 1. Oh, I saw green here. I thought it was armor. It's the damage upgrade from the veteran seat. This guy, though, actually spotting for the railguns, so they're probably going to get this kill. And this is also probably the fake kill of Firebase Krill, so... Aha! The cake was poison! I knew it! Well, you better get to hospital, dude. Another SC comes out for AGame. He's going to be moving up onto his 3 base here. MarchWaden going to commit the interceptors now, because he really just has to. Ideally, he'd wait for a little bit longer, right? But he doesn't really have a choice here. And this is looking real nasty for AGame now. Just a very nice spread here. It's going to be tough for MarchWaden to... It's going to be really tough for MarchWaden to stop him from pushing him off of these bases. Obviously, like, these interceptors are going to get kills over time, but... What's it really going to matter if AGame manages to, you know, take out a whole bunch of eco? Well, you know, I say that, but this is actually starting to look kind of okay for MarchWaden. He does lose an interceptor, though. Ooh, this assault ship here. Getting jebaited by the fake hill of Firebase Krill. It's really annoying, but you just always have to remember that this hill does not actually exist. Like, I've seen it block line of sight in, like, extreme cases, but it usually doesn't. It's very frustrating. Hey! Well, I actually did show it earlier. Maybe you just weren't paying attention AGame. All I can say is it was pretty good. Heavy's armor 2 coming up for AGame. You can tell this force is kind of getting a little bit exhausted here. It's oh, poor guy. But it's taken a lot of damage to its health point, like to its health bars. There's not many units left from that initial wave. He probably just needs another SC to kind of support this up in the front line, so he's just going to pull those guys back. But he doesn't have to drop the pressure, though. And he's going to build another base runner here as well, which probably aims to grab some of these extractions here. But if I were AGame, I'd build another SC. You can bring the carrier and the spore cruiser up to the front line and just start taking carrier power. Yep, there you go. I think this is going to be a really, really good prognosis for the rest of this match here. Looks like for now he's going to prioritize more railguns, fair play, but at some point he'll probably have an SC up in the front line here. I'm just thinking because of that error, but I guess you do have anti-air, don't you? And for MarchWaden, probably the play has got to be he needs to find some way to deal with this, although I'm starting to take some stock of the field now. MarchWaden has nothing. I mean, I didn't quite realize until just now, but this is gonna be real rough for him. It's really kind of awkwardly not actually able to fire here, but whoa! One shot, he killed the ball. Yeah, MarchWaden, he can see the writing on the wall here, so he chooses to surrender. Now that is one powerful railgun, dude. Holy crap. Whoa, it killed the carrier too, what the crap? Anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's move on to game 2. That wasn't... Wait, that was game 2! Oh my gosh. So, AGame then. Yeah, it must have ricocheted off that assault ship and then like bounced off the high ground little emplacement and then like flown all the way over and killed the carrier, dude. Right into the bridge, you know, killed everyone. No, it landed on the self-destruct button. That's what happened. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the cast.